Good morning, everyone. Paul here with GammaEdge. Today is Thursday, the 21st of April. Let's get started. Pause it here. Please read this. Important. Taking a look at the overall indices, we did see some puts get added to the SPX yesterday. It was a chop day. We're also seeing kind of a mixed picture on the SPY. We had some puts being added, adding to the negative gamma for the SPY. So downside protection is going in on both the SPX and the SPY. We also saw some calls going in. We got a kind of this mixed picture, so for that reason we're going to go ahead and color those two yellow. Taking a look at the Qs, decisively bearish, but a mixed picture on IWM. Kind of that same setup where we have downside protection going in on both sides, but we had a reduction in calls on the Q, dropping the net positive cumulative gamma, and over here on the IWM we actually had a slight increase in the net cumulative positive gamma. Again, we're going to color this yellow, really kind of at this weak area, and you'll see that here coming up. Looking at the 1 DTE, still between the goalposts, as indicated by the blue arrows. Again, a mixed picture. We have a net positive expiry estimated for tomorrow on the SPX, but the SPY's got a net negative expiry. Same thing with the Qs, and same thing with IWM. So just depending on how far we progress, if we drop it all today, we could potentially have some fuel for a rally. But I also note on the SPX, we've got this really strong area overhead in the expiry, and it's going to be tough to plow through this. The gamma is growing, obviously, with the shorter DTE on this, and so we do see this as an area of liquidity and a little bit of churning going on up as we approach 4,500. So just be aware of that. Again, for this reason, we're just going to put cautionary on this. We're not really seeing a major move one way or the other. Adding a different view here, gamma history. We've had some questions, and how do we use the history? So I want to go ahead and present this for you. I've put my notes down here. Take a look at this just to get everybody oriented. This is obviously the last trading day. If you view these charts in real time when you're in the Discord, this will be live data, and then it's superimposed with all the historical data. Very, very useful charts. You can actually see some monetization going on back and forth, or things happening here. So I urge everyone to read the notes, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the Discord. Taking a look at the market model. Chop City yesterday, just back and forth. Obviously not with the move that we had on the prior day. I will reiterate that reversals off of the morning open are prone to failure, so we'll just have to see how this progresses. We did get our continuation here at Circle 2. Circle 3, we gave a little bit back in the afternoon and flat. You can see that here with the filtered cumulative tick. The overall cumulative tick is still net negative gamma, or net negative on the overall structure here, and until we can get above this ribbon, we're still going to have a cautionary light in here. But this is a bullish 2-day bullish uptrend. If we can get pushing above and get things to flip, that would be great. We did have actually a little bit of participation on the breadth side, whereas we've been failing that day over day over day. This is positive. Not very strong though from the institutions and the big money, so we're still not very bullish on this. Very suspect that we could actually fail. So we're going to color it green for a 2-day continuation, but the yellow's in here just because we're still net bearish until we can get above and really start sustaining. We want to see multiple days of pushing through and upside participation. Taking a look at vol, still have this downside move going on. I will remind everyone that we did see some put protection going in, but that nevertheless is still showing a net negative change in the overall VIX. Collapse here of VVIX showing really no fear, no volatility of vol in this, and so for that reason we're going to go ahead. We might be a little too late to play something here. I did put some spreads on yesterday that are participating down here. We'll just have to see how those materialize. That being said, I think it's green for equities, possible yellow light if you're going to try to play the VIX here, but be opportunistic, be fairly short term. Taking a look at the SPX structure, I've got all the zeros plotted here, all the different levels. Major line in the sand, we don't want to go below 44.35. We start dropping back into here, and we get close to this transition at 43.85. That could be problematic for the bulls, so we'll just have to watch that. Taking a look here, you are here, 44.60. You can see we're right in the middle of back and forth. We call these transition area or zeros. A lot of chop, a lot of churn, not a lot of pressure one way or the other from the dealers. You can see that double structure that we were talking about at 495 and 4,500 here. When you get a back-to-back like this area of liquidity typically has to clear through an expiry before you can actually start moving north. So we'll see what happens here. The expiration, pretty weak across the board. This is the end of the month here. We've got a net positive expiry predicted for tomorrow. That could actually put downside pressure on the markets. We'll just have to see. Next week is relatively flat leading into the EOM, and then obviously we've got some things going on here with the FOMC, et cetera, in here. Nothing's really developing here. Taking a look at this should say 1DT. Sorry about that. Didn't update that. Excuse me. We've got the 1DT over here. We've got the combo complex here. Had a lot of questions come in. We are net negative on the overall gamma condition. You can see the deltas are really back and forth. It's really a mixed picture. Not very strong in the structure one way or the other. I want to call out a few key levels. 4,600 in the SPX obviously is up here, and then 43 down here. These are really the major goalposts for the SPX, and we're gonna play in here until we don't, right? The transition area is fairly broad, as you just saw in the previous slides, so we could be playing around in here. You can see this 44.50 has got some net negative in here. Up to the upside here, 40.90, 44.90, 44.95, 4,500. Definite key area to watch overall. As I said, we've got this double structure over here that we're going to probably have to clear before we can push north. If we do push north for whatever reason, I don't think we're going to go much above the 45.95. We've got an expected move which is reduced, and is shown here by the two blue horizontal lines. Over here on the 1DTE, basically weak positive. You can see where the dominant strikes are, and again we've got this coincident area where we're overlapping, and there's just not a lot of pressure in this area. So don't think we're going to get much above the 4,500 before tomorrow, but if we do, it does open up some pathways north, so we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. 4,400 on the expiry is the downside major strike, and this 44.45, 44.50 area is something to watch. If we don't hold that, we could actually come down and test this area pretty easily. Don't think we're going to go much below that. When we take a look at the various trajectories, we're watching on the 1DTE that potential resistance at the 4,500, 45.05. Sometimes we push through those and then just settle on them. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. So I like this structure just because I think that double structure is going to be overhead resistance, and that's a great place to put a butterfly. So I'm going to be looking to put a butterfly on for tomorrow. We'll see. As far as the VIX is concerned, I did put debit spreads yesterday to capture that decreasing VIX, and those hopefully will continue to generate some money for me. Looking at the cumulative tick model, we're in that day two, as I said, but we're below the overall historical moving average ribbon, so we're going to still color things bearish. We're not seeing a lot of participation from the large market players. I think we potentially will stall, and that'll be indicated by the CT, so watch that, right? So if we do get there, you can either look at that broken wing butterfly structure, or you could play some other things to the north there. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get through that. Lines in the sand, watching that 4,500 region. The transition area is just going to be extremely weak in general. If we do push up across 45, I think we're not going much higher than 45.25. Downside, as I said, 4,400 is really I think the range where we could see today. I think you can play anything that moves us up towards the 4,500 range, and then if we get a rejection through that 45.90 or 44.95, 4,500 range, you could play off of that rejection. Key levels here, I've shortened the list a little bit. These are the ones that I'm really watching today, and got some alerts set as we cross into those. So with that, draw it to a close. I urge everyone, if you have questions or if you want to come and learn how to use the tools, please join us at GammaEdge.us. That'll take you to a sign-up page to get you into the Discord. 14-day free trial, no risk to you. We've got a great group of traders there. Asked that you come in and participate and do what you do. Follow us on Twitter, GammaEdges with an S, and then here on YouTube. If you like today's content, please push that like button and subscribe to us so that you can get notified of the next time we post something. So thanks, everyone. Make it a great Thursday. Good luck to all. Take care.